Right. Good morning, everybody. Good to see everybody here. This is our final Do Crew meeting for 2023. So I appreciate all of you being here. I've got a nice gift that I plan on giving everybody today. We're going to talk about a couple things, and hopefully we'll share some things here at the end. But I do want to say I appreciate all of you that have just been here. Some of you have been on since the very beginning of me starting this up a couple years ago, and I certainly appreciate that. And my goal is for 2024 to grow this a little bit more, and expand our reach and try to do a little bit more with it. And I'm going to talk about that here in just a minute. Before we dive in, though, I want to hear about wins. I want to hear about gratitude. Anything else that you want to share? Anybody want to kick us off? Anybody? All right. Well, look, I'll get us started here. I'm very grateful today that the doctor's office has finally scheduled me for my shots in my neck because I live with a chronic pain in the neck, and that's not Valerie. That's actually my neck. Where I wake up with headaches every day, and I'm in it's just a constant chronic pain. And I refuse to, continually eat Advil. I kind of take Advil and Naproxen only as necessary because my cardiologist stay away from that stuff. So, it really, I kind of work through it, and then, the more I can focus on something else, the more it takes the focus off of the pain. So that's another reason why I like doing what I do, because the more I can dive in, when I can get focused on this, I mean, that pain just kind of disappears, right? Because the focus is on something else that I'm doing and need to do. So hopefully I'll be starting the new year in a pain-free mode. It's yet to be seen, but we'll see. The first round when they did the lidocaine, it was actually it did relieve some pain. So I think that I forget what they call it, but they deaden the nerve endings around the herniated discs, and hopefully that can be a long-lasting effect, but they don't promise that it's long-lasting either. So it can be a continual maintenance, but I'm grateful to get in and do it. I'm looking forward to it. That's going to be right after Christmas. So hopefully I get some relief. All right, who wants to go next?
I'll go next. It's so funny. I don't mean this to be silly, but I'm thankful for you and Valerie. You start me off good every week, so thank you.
Good deal. Well, we appreciate you, Bill. Who else wants to go?
I'll second to that.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you.
You guys are sweet.
Agreed.
Well, you guys are all wonderful. We love being a part of this and doing this, and you guys make it all worthwhile. So we appreciate you, and hopefully we can continue to keep adding value to you, your business, your life. And that's what, again, my goal is for 2024, to raise my game a little bit and provide even more value. And again, I'll be talking about that here in just a few minutes. So there's got to be some wins, right? Come on, some wins, some gratitude. Who's got some wins this week? No new listings, no new contracts. Valerie, you got something?
We fired a drone operator who was making us nuts, and found a new one that is actually making us happy. So
yeah,
I mean, you're as good as your weakest point. And that just was shining right through there. So we took care of it, and life is good again. So
Nice.
Yeah, it's funny how you can schedule something that morning, it gets done that day, and the next day you've got your pictures. Boom. That's isn't that the way it's supposed to work? So yeah, so it worked really well. And surprisingly, right after we got those pictures, the other drone operator pictures showed up. We'd only been waiting a week on those. So, and you know, the replacement actually did a much better job. So,
Yeah,
got
very good.
better quality pictures and
And
everything.
I
So,
appreciate all of you. You guys get our Monday going off wonderfully. You get us motivated, moving in the right direction. And I know if I had to pick up the phone and call, you guys would probably pick up.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful for all of that. So
all right. Any other wins or gratitude?
Gratitude for everyone's health. I think everybody around me has been sick, but our family. So I thank God for that. And you can't take that away.
Yeah. It's that time of year too. So this weather we've been having, it's we got to keep our guard up as far as the illness goes. That's for sure.
Well, mine's
Like-
bittersweet. I'm heading up to DC this weekend to see family,
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
but
Wow.
it's a
Gonna be
bittersweet
one of those crazy
visit, so-
travelers.
I'm having trouble hearing. Can you say that again?
It's Alexa. Oops.
Oh,
Hmm.
I was wondering. I'm like, who's that? Who's that talking in the background? I don't see lips moving.
I don't understand why she's on, so she's like, I don't understand what you're saying. I'm like, because it's not to you.
yeah. Why is it bittersweet, sweet, Ellie? I didn't catch that.
I'm going to go see family, but my mom is not doing so hot, so we're going to have a family meeting about hospice.
Wow.
Sorry
Miss
to hear
her.
that. Yeah, that's tough. That's
I'll
tough.
be thinking
Yeah.
of you. My mom's in the hospital now too, so I'll be thinking of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, my stepdad isn't doing well either. He'd been in. My stepdad and Val's mom went in the hospital same night, just two different
Mm.
locations. And so yeah, we've been talking about, you know, do we go up during Christmas? But we're actually probably going to try to go up and visit in January after let Christmas go by and the chaos, and go up in January and spend some time. So fortunately, he's not at that stage yet, but yeah, it's just hard, you know, as our parents' age, we just don't know how much time we have left with them, and so you've got to take advantage and be with them as much as you can when you can, and when you're at a distance, it makes it that much harder, and then when you do see them, so much time has passed, and it's like, wow, you can really see the decline. Whereas when you're with them every day, you may not notice the decline as much, but yeah,
Oh, yeah.
being absent for a while, it really does impact how much they've gone downhill in that time. So, you know, mid 80s are tough. Mid 80s
They
are
are very
definitely tough.
tough. And my
What'd you say?
cousin, we're all in the same boat, and she was texting me because she's coming to Virginia as well from Ohio, and you know, her dad got diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and my mom had her retest for her MOCA test, and she dropped like 10 points, and she's in the early dementia. And we're thinking, who else has it in the family? Nobody. Like, so maybe she's just depressed. We don't know. It's hard.
Well, we wish you the best on that. Hopefully, it'll all go well, and you know that she can find some peace, and you can find some peace, and the family and everything, and yeah, just do what you can. Anybody else have anything you want to share before we jump in?
I was going to say, kind of along Ellie's, just thankful for family, you know, during the holidays. We went up to Jacksonville to see my partner's family. His brother flew in. So it's just nice to see everybody. Everybody's getting a little bit older, and you got to get together and enjoy each other, you know, while you can. So,
Yeah, because I'll tell you what, everything goes by so quick, really does. So you got to take advantage of that time and make the most of it. Sure. So, Kevin.
Yeah, I'm really grateful for this group as well. And of course, my own health and the other people in my circle's health as well. And I know at the end of the year here, everybody's pretty sentimental, but I'm pretty optimistic for the year upcoming, business-wise and things like that.
It's great. It's great. Well, thanks for sharing. All right. Anybody else before we jump in?
I'll just mention grateful for you guys and grateful for family. It was my dad's birthday this past weekend, and he and his fiance made it up to Orlando. I actually met his fiance's kids for the first time, and we had a really good time. So yeah, they're leaving today, and just like everybody's saying, it went too damn fast. But it was a good time, and appreciate you guys. And I'll have my camera on in a second. Just got to the office.
Yeah. Okay. No problem. But yeah, that's good. That's good. It's nice that you were able to meet her kids for the first time. That's pretty cool. So, all right. So let's go ahead and get started here. If nobody else has anything, one of the things before I jump into something else that I wanted to discuss this time of year, especially. There are so many scams going around. And I got hit up twice this week. And the first one was really good that I started to kind of like panic. And I was like, it sounded like a scam, but yet it's like they had too much information that made me feel like, oh my God, this is legit. I got a phone call saying that they were somebody from the Orange County Sheriff's Office. And they had a bench warrant for my arrest because I missed jury duty. And they had sent a certified letter, and it was signed by Valerie Fairchild. And I'm like, wait a minute. Valerie and I are here all the time. I have line of sight to the mailbox out front. I'm like, that's where I sit in the house. I'm out front and I can see the mailbox and anybody that walks up to the door and all that, right? But it was just like, it sounded fishy, but yet they had so much information about me that I was like, oh my God, and I started, Valerie wasn't here at that moment. I started texting her, hey, did you get this? Or did you do this? Or, it just, I did end up calling the Orange County Sheriff's Office, and they confirmed that there is a scam like that going on. So you can't be too careful, no matter how things sound, that always look for all the signs, right? There's always going to be something when it's a scam. There's going to be something that you got to pick up on that says, well, wait a minute, this is not right. And you've got to be able to, be prepared for that, because there was two guys, right? Because one passed me to his lieutenant to get more information, and they actually gave me the address of one of the Orange County Sheriff Office locations to bring $2,000 cash to. They wouldn't take credit card, they wouldn't take a check, and I'm like, okay, that in itself is pretty fishy. But I had to post a bond and all that good stuff. So, so be prepared. If they're calling people and they've got information, and of course, the information age, everything about us is available online. So, you can't be too careful with that. The other scam that I had this week was we put in a new listing, and that was in the evening. And then the next morning I got a text. I'm interested in this lot that you just listed. I'm like, oh, that's great. Like, who is this? They give me their name, and I don't know, something that it's like, are you an agent? And they're like, yeah. So I'm like, okay. I started Googling their name. I'm like, this person's not coming up as an agent. And of course, you look up the phone number and it doesn't appear. But they wanted to talk to me, but before they would talk to me, I needed to authenticate a number. And so I had to, again, I looked up that and found out that's a scam too. And what they do is they go in and create a Google number. Okay. But they use your number as the source of creating that Google number. And then they send you an authentication number. So if I were to, like, I received that authentication number, but I didn't give it to them. All right. Because I was like, okay, yeah, this is just totally wrong. And so, so you got to be careful of that too, right? This is just a way for them. they would have used my number as the source for that Google number, which would be basically a fake number that they would then use to scam other people. So yeah, so you got to be careful. And it seems like scams always pick up around Christmas time. I think people tend to be a little bit more vulnerable to those, and I don't know, they just keep coming up with new ones all the time. So you want to stay on top of scams and be vigilant in how you approach them. And I wish there was an easy way to say, what I would like to do is actually keep them on the hook, right, and get the police involved. But there's so many of these going on that they really, unless you get harmed, they're really not going to do anything about it. So, but I'm like, why not try and catch these thieves, right? I would have been happy to work with Orange County and meet these guys and then have the sheriff's office pull up and arrest them, right, when they wanted their cash. So, anyway, I wanted to share that with you because it's really important that everybody's aware of the latest scams and how to protect themselves. So, all right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to dive into what I want to give you guys, and hopefully this is going to be something that we're going to expand upon coming up in 2024. And I know I've got a lot of things in the works. I've got too much in the works. I'm struggling to keep up, but I'm gonna make it happen because I'm determined. I'm going to share my screen with you. Sure, I'm sharing the right one. All right. Everybody can see my new landing page?
Yes.
Yes.
Good deal. All right. So right now, the URL for this is paul.paulfed.com. That will eventually change to just paulfed.com, but this page will probably stay here as is as well. But this was recently created. This is for my speaking, coaching, mentorship. You can access my book, but I've got the new Paul Fedinich Growth Academy, which is the PFG Academy. All right, this is what I'm going to give you all you guys free access to. All right, and if somebody wanted to book time with me, they got a link here to my calendar, and then of course ways to connect with me, and then of course we've got our VIP home team, be able to access that as well. We've got that down at the bottom because this is more priority for my speaking business, my training, and my mentorship. So what you're going to do is you're going to come here and say, yes, I want my free access to the PFG Academy. It'll bring you to this page here. And what you're going to want to do is hit sign up. You're going to enter in your first name, your last name, your email address, username, a password. And if you want, you can refer by Paul or Ducru. Either way would be fine. And create your account. I don't want to create, I've got multiple accounts in there already, so I'm not going to go create a new account. Actually, you know what? I better go ahead and create a new account because I want to show you what needs to be done. So let's go ahead and so I always have to remember which email I use because I can only use one email per account. So if I've already used it, I have to change it. So I'm gonna, just gonna put P Fedinich 2. I'll leave the same password, and I'll just put crew. Boom. So I'm gonna create an account, which will bring you to this page where you're gonna want to join a group. I've set this up. There's going to be multiple different groups here based on who I invite and why they're invited. So you guys are a part of the Do Crew. And what I've done is I've assigned a number of different things that you have access to based on being part of the Do Crew. So I'm going to put join group, and the key is going to be Do Crew. And we'll join group. And we're going to get you access here. All right, so this is what your page is going to look like. Now, as you can see, we've got partners. We got Brian and Jeremy have been a part of this group, and they are our partners in business, and so they've got some space here on the site. Okay, so you guys, this is why I asked for a video, so we can upload a video that you can talk about what you do. And Jeremy, you're going to get a new picture here soon, because I just threw something together in Canva and uploaded it, and it didn't come out quite the way I wanted to. So, but the guys that are developing all this, they're like, we'll take care of it. We'll get it for you next week when I talk to them on Friday. So, but you'll be able to come in here and say, okay, right now we've got 2 flyers in here. You'll be able to, look at the information that Jeremy has provided. Anything else you want to upload, Jeremy, we'll go ahead and upload that. Brian, we already had a bunch of stuff for you, so we've got links to your, I think that's your website. Yeah, so you'll be able to get started. We got a link to your videos on YouTube.
This is awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, look, this is what business partnerships are all about, right? Work with each other and help each other out. And then your contact. So some of the stuff I'm just running through because I haven't been through before. So, all right. So they link your contact to your Facebook page. So that's not necessarily a bad thing there. Okay, and then you can follow on YouTube. So let me see if that goes to probably goes to subscribe right away. I would think. Yeah. Okay. So you can subscribe. I thought I was already subscribed. So let me go ahead and. Okay, it doesn't have me connected, so that's why it's not recognizing. I have subscribed to your Facebook, your YouTube page. So, all right, so that's what our partners look like. And I'll show you on another page where we've had some sponsors for a course. And so the sponsors ended up being in there as well, but they're not a part of the Do Crew. So they won't be found here. But what I'm doing is I'm adding all kinds of trainings in here for you guys. Okay. The Do Crew Mentorship Mastermind, this is where you're going to find all the previous recordings. Okay, going back to, I only went back to September 4th. I think there are some older ones that I've got that I might still upload. I'm going to look at the quality and the topics that we use, but I might go ahead and upload them. And I try to include all the topics here with that, so that if you wanted to refer back to one and like, oh, we talked about taxes a few weeks ago, right? And I'm like, what did Paul say about this and that? So you can go back and easily find it. And I'm going to keep this in order of the date in which we did it. So, so that's where you'll be able to find the recordings. I have got an extensive audiobook collection. And so, okay. So it's good that I'm running through this, because the way that these are set up by default is that you got to start with the first one and you can't move to the second one, because this is also set up as courseware. So I'm actually going to go in here and change the settings, because that way you can pick and choose. If you want to listen to an audiobook, you can just come in here and choose. But I've got a ton of audiobooks I'm going to upload and share with you guys. So like, this is a great book. If you haven't read or listened to The Greatest Salesman in the World, I suggest that you do. But it's just going to be an audio file. Now, it's not going to be like Audible where it's going to pick up where you left off. If you got to pause listening, you need to remember where you stopped, okay? So that you can advance it back to where you left off. But I'll change that so you can pick and choose, because I got Phil M. Jones in there too. I love his stuff, and he's really good. And How to Persuade to Get Paid, fantastic audio. So, but I'll change that so you guys can jump around and be patient as I continually add more. I have to convert all my Audible files to MP3, but I also have a whole slew of MP3s from years past, from Tony Robbins, Jim Rohn, Brian Tracy, all these guys. I'll be sharing that as well. That's all going to get uploaded in time. I did upload. I haven't created a thumbnail yet, but I know I've introduced Darren Hardy to you guys. There's some. I don't record all of his stuff. You know, his recordings. If you don't watch it within 72 hours, they go away. So when I see something that's really cool, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to record this and keep it. And so I've got 4 that I think are really worthy of sharing and holding on to here, that I'm sharing with you guys. This is going to be for other resources. Look, I've already got some other some recordings that I've duplicated. But Michael Bird is another one. This is actually a really good video. It's a long one, but it's how to thrive in any economy. Looks like I got to do the same thing here, so you can pick and choose the videos and not have to go in order. Now, the DISC assessment, what I'm doing is I'm applying DISC tools. I do discover effective buyer and seller communication, which is another 3-hour CE course that I teach. And through that class, I'm going to allow access to additional training about DISC and having it applied directly towards sales. That's coming. And that's going to be for those that have taken the CE class. But I do have this. Yes.
Ellie had a question. I just don't know if you can see all of us.
Now I can't, but
It's okay. I'll ask afterwards.
okay. What I did do is I uploaded DISC stress management. And so this is one that does need to go in order. But it talks about utilizing DISC and managing your stress. So it's actually pretty good. And there is a stress indicator stress test that you can self-analyze yourself at the end. Here is a PDF. But the other DISC stuff, I got to figure out what I'm going to do. But I've got a recording that I need to make. I've got probably about a 15-20 minute video. I've already prepared the script. I just need to create it. But something else I'm really proud of is to be able to share this with you guys. My book. All right. So you've got content. You've got the trailer, and you've got the entire audio book. Now, because I have all the original raw files, I was able to break it down and do it by chapter so that you can actually go chapter by chapter and know where you left off. All the other audiobook files are all one big file, and I can't do that with them. But I'm giving you guys free access to my book. Hopefully that can be beneficial to you and helpful. What I do ask is if you do go through the book, go to Amazon and just write a review. I'd greatly appreciate it. So I'm kind of struggling to get reviews on there and would love to do that. I've also got Steve Black. I know some of you know him. He's given me a video here on social media success that we're using. I'm also going to be setting up a meeting with Steve. I don't know if we'll actually be able to get him to attend one of our meetings and share some more social media tips and tricks with us, or he and I might just get together and do a video. All right, but there's going to be more of that coming. I've also got some other national level coaches and speakers that I'm lining up throughout 2024 that will either bring into our Monday morning meetings, or I'm going to do one-on-one with them and provide the recordings into the platform here. So that way it continues to give you additional value. So we'll be adding more to this all the time. One of the things you don't have access to yet, but for those that have taken my other courses, let me share with you, change modes here. Change. Window. Let me do this. I'm going to have to log out. Trying to keep multiple windows open where I'm logged in. For some reason, I lost the window. Ah, here it is. Okay. So here I am I'm in a different mode. So I want you to see basically what I'm doing here. Now I'm in as a learner, where I've got full access to my entire platform and everything that I have licensed to. So meaning I've got access to all this stuff to be able to provide the people that join my platform. So, so I've got onboarding. So if we grow our team, I've got onboarding videos and trainings all ready to go. As you can see, I've got other partners. Ashley and Terry had sponsored along with Brian, had sponsored a course that I gave at Total Wine, which I think you guys all missed out on. But we gave had a 3-hour CE course and had a wine tasting after, and had a whole bunch of fun. And they were sponsors. So by being a
I was
sponsor,
there.
Yeah.
oh yeah, well you're
Cindy and I
typically in
were
all
there.
my classes.
Hey, I think
So-
her name is Tammy, not Terry.
Oh
Yeah.
man, yeah, you're absolutely
You
right.
are
Okay.
correct.
I'm gonna have to fix that too. So it
I
is
thought
a
they
work
hung
in
out the
progress.
same-
I appreciate you pointing that out. Yeah, I don't know. That's
And it's
yeah, we'll fix that.
Jeremy Connor, ER.
Yeah. Well, you got to understand, I do have people behind the scenes working on this for me. So I haven't been able to proofread everything yet, but
Just helping you out.
yeah, no, I appreciate that. We're gonna get on that. We'll fix it up. So as I mentor agents with EXP, and of course, you all know we're with EXP. So if we're building our team, I've got all kinds of agent onboarding videos and trainings all right here for those that I can assign to those that are a part of that. Got KV Core training, Red X training, got the National Association of it's the National Association of Expert Advisors. They provide all kinds of courses for me to be able to provide to students. So we've got access to a bunch of that. And there are some things in there. I haven't been able to watch all of this, so it's hard for me to pick and choose, but I'm going on recommendations from others that know these particular courses. So there'll be times where I bring some of these courses into the Do Crew as well. Again, adding value. I just don't want to overwhelm you with like, oh, here's the platform and boom, you have 100 courses that you can take, right? Because that's just going to overwhelm you. And then what happens when we get overwhelmed? We pretty much do nothing. So, but these will all be available to me to provide to different groups of people as I bring them in here. So there's all kinds of trainings involved. Top level speakers, Chris Voss is one. Is on negotiations and all kinds of training on listings. Again, more more trainings from the National Association of Expert Advisors. Some of them are actually pretty good. Some of them are dated. Some of them, while they might have been recorded several years ago, still apply today. So I have to look at those and see, because I don't want to provide anything that, there were some videos I watched that were like from, I don't know, 2012. And I'm like, okay, yeah, the information is still relevant, but nobody likes watching a 10-year-old video, right? So, so I want to make sure I've got that up to date before I put it into my platform. We got Brian Tracy. Here's Coach Bird again with Fanatical Follow-Up. He's actually pretty good with his coaching. Got Dan Pena. I don't know if you know of him. If you don't mind a lot of vulgarity, he's actually good to listen to, but he drops a lot of F-bombs. So I'm not putting him on my platform. Just so you know. But if somebody wants him, let me know. I'll see if I can. I don't know if I can do it individually or it has to be a separate group, but we can do that. So again, more stuff on EXP. And we got ISA training. People that are interested in working with an ISA. There's training on that. Jeb Blunt, he's really good. And I've actually through one of his books, I've got access to his community, and he's got a lot of great stuff in there that I hope to be able to share moving forward as well. Jim Rohn, as I said, Jim Rohn's one of my favorite all times. You got Jordan Belfort, and let's see here, that's some other. There I am. I'm in the main menu here. So I'll have some John Maxwell stuff as well. That hasn't been applied to Do Crew yet, mainly because it's empty. But I'm going to use some of John Maxwell's courses that I'm licensed to do, like some lunch and learns and stuff. I'm going to bring that in and incorporate in there as well. So there'll be videos that you can watch. Oh yeah, my social media training. I'll have to make this available to you guys too, because these are videos that if I did it with you guys or how that worked out. But it's just getting started with YouTube and Canva. So I recorded these a while back, but they were in 2023, so they're pretty relevant. I'll make that available to you guys, and then the surefire ways. This is the other 3-hour CE course that I was teaching. So here we've got the attachments that I was handing out. There is going to be this 3-hour CE course is getting broken down into a whole bunch of mini courses, because while the 3-hour course talks about how to run your business like a business, what's your why, what's success mean to you, and all the different spinning plates that you can be doing, all your prospecting. But what it doesn't do is it doesn't deep dive into anything. So the course itself is actually going to take that course and then deep dive into every segment, so that, and segment it out so that, if you really want to dive deeper into your why and why you're in real estate and all that, it's going to give you an exercise to really take a deep dive in that without having to go through the 3-hour course. But this is something that will be available to those that have been in that course before. And that's going to be a whole nother group that you have to join in order to have that access. So, but that's going to be a value add that I give to students that do take my CE courses. So, and again, that's going to be a free benefit to them. So, so as you can see, there's an awful lot here that I can provide. I don't want to overwhelm you guys, but there's more. There's more down here yet. Sales and marketing. There's a whole bunch on sales and marketing. I'll tell you what, we can easily get overwhelmed by the information. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to add things of value and that are relevant at the time, so that you guys will get the most out of it. So, so here's a how to master the art of selling. I mean, that's something we can never get too much about. So, and other tools and resources. So that is my platform. Okay. And so basically, you know, this is what I'm working with right now. That is my stuff, and that, you know, I'm going to be providing, at least for starters. But like I said, I'm going to be adding more and more as we go, and hope that as you guys need something, reach out, because if I have something that can be beneficial to you, I will provide access to it. Again, just looking to provide more value to everybody that's a part of this group, because I value you guys, and the only way for me to continue doing this and to add more people to the group is to continually add more value to you. So Ellie, you had a question? Was that in the chat?
Oh, no, I was
Oh.
looking, I see there's points, right? What are the points for?
Well, it's just like a status thing. Yeah. I haven't really figured out. I mean, if I wanted to do something with the points, I probably could. Um, it's just a way to kind of motivate you. This is going to all be, there's going to be a lot more courses that are going in here, right? So, and with those courses, when you complete a course, you know, there's going to be, you know, some sound effects and things to help keep it interesting. For some people, scoring is important. So, you know, seeing your numbers go up kind of gives you a gauge, and interacting with the course, and you know, there might be some way for me to take those points and maybe award certificates, or things like that. I know that as I develop my other courses and put them in here, there'll be course completion certificates. I'm also looking at, actually, with the disc, I'm looking at the potential of creating a disc certification for real estate agents. Okay, that's going to be more than just a 3-hour CE course, right? The 3-hour CE course is great. It's very general about disc, because it's not real estate specific. Now, I bring in real estate specific to the course, but it's kind of like, okay, this is kind of disc, how it works, how you can apply it. But now I'm going to be taking that further and say, okay, now let's go into real estate and applying disc. So, so that's kind of what we're going to be looking at, and that's what the video that I've got the script somewhat prepared for is utilizing disc in sales. All right, and because again, you know, understanding disc is going to give you an advantage in so many different aspects of life. It's going to help you with all relationships, whether it's with business, whether it's with personal, whether it's with family. It's going to help you understand situations so much better. And I know a lot of people are fascinated by disc, and they like it. They you know, are interested in it, but they don't really do much with it because they don't fully understand it. And so that's what I want to bring it to a new level, to help people understand it easier, right, without making it complex, and apply it to more industry specific, because I haven't really seen things out there that are industry specific. It might be, I just haven't come across it. I do know that the last time I've taught my class only a couple times. You know, it's really hard to get the board offices to hire me for this particular class. It's kind of hard to get the board offices to hire me for anything anymore. But the disc class is one that I'm thinking that might be the next one I do at Total Wine. Set up another one for January, February, and do the Discover Effective Buyer Seller Communication. Because you know, I did it in Gainesville back in September, and I actually had a pretty good sized classroom, and they were all about it, right? And the exercises that I gave them, they were all about the exercises, and you know, the remarks and the feedback were just phenomenal about the class. So I'm like, okay, so we've got, you know, once they've taken it, they're like, yeah, this was great. So glad that we did it. Now it's like, okay, now I've got to get it into more hands to be able to, you know, get more people engaged in it. So that's kind of what I'm working on there. So I'll keep you posted as I try to set up the next course coming up. Like I said, January, February, but I really like the Total Wine event because, you know, we could do 3 hours of CE and then we could do a wine tasting after. That's not so bad. So
Thanks for setting all that up and for the website.
yeah, no, that's been working on it for a while. Been my goal, and I figured, well, this might be a good time to roll it out to you guys, because as we take a break, you know, maybe you're gonna have some free time over the holidays. You can kind of go in and explore, watch some videos, maybe audiobooks. If you're flying, maybe you can listen to an audiobook while you're going, or watch some videos, whatever, you know, whatever the case is. Because I know that sometimes that's what we're, you know, we just want to take our mind off of everything else, but we can watch a video or listen to an audiobook and be able to, you know, get something more accomplished without, you know, without working too hard at it.
Yep, you
Hey,
either.
Paul,
Yeah, Kevin?
I love this, Paul. I'm really excited that you're taking this route. First off, what platform is this on? Second, are you doing this alone? And do you plan on expanding on YouTube as well?
Yeah, so this is on a platform. To be honest with you, I don't know what the platform is. It's one that I've hired a company that is a part of the organization I'm a part of, right? With EXP. These guys are big time coaches, and they've got these platforms, and what they've done is other coaches, they've given us access to this, right? It's under their platform. So, and they've got people that are helping us do this. And it's something I'm paying for, but they're helping me get this done. But it's still, there's still a lot of work that I have to do in getting it set up. So I do have people helping me with it. Absolutely. I could not be doing this myself, but it does require, like, everything that I'm uploading. It requires me taking those, you know, the videos I have to be taken from here, put to YouTube, and then I share from YouTube to here, because, you know, the video files are so huge that, you know, if everybody using this platform are uploading all the videos, then so there's multiple steps that are involved, right? So it is time consuming to get all of this done. And yes, I am on YouTube, and actually all these videos are on YouTube, but I'm not sharing them on the public side of YouTube, only because I want these videos to be part of the platform. I don't want people to find them on YouTube and watch them there. I want to get people in here, because at some point, well, you guys will have this free access. At some point, I will monetize this down the road with others. And, you know, as I get my courses that I create, not the ones that I've licensed, I'm not looking to resell those. I'm not looking to resell my audio books or anything like that. But the courses that I create and upload in here will be courses that I will find a way to monetize, but not, you know, not break the bank for anybody, because that's one of the things that I've learned through my speaking career. You know, it was always about, all right, whenever we do something, we need to sell something. And it's always about the upsell. And then, you know, like if I give you a presentation and then I get you to buy into something, right? And I set your expectations with what you bought into, but then you get through that, it's like, oh, wait, in order to get what I really need, I have to buy into another program, right? You probably have seen that in many different cases. That's not what I want to be, because I find that so frustrating. I don't mind buying into a system, but when I buy into a system, I want to get what I was promised that I would get out of it without having to go buy the next system in order to get what was originally promised. So, so I hope to be able to do this a little bit differently and provide value to people, while being able to share, because it's like, you know, look, there's a lot of days where I sit here and I'm like, Paul, why are you doing this? I feel like I'm so close to retirement and I'd rather, it's like, but I also feel like I've just got so much to give, and I just want to help people. And so I've got to find a way to be able to do that and still, I got to keep value. There's not a lot of value in free, right? And that's the problem I see, is that, the more free stuff you give away, free is good to a certain extent, but if people don't have skin in the game, everything loses value, because they don't take it seriously, and there's no value to them, because it's like they can do it or they don't do it. It doesn't matter, because it's free. They didn't invest anything into it. So, so I'm still trying to figure everything out and how I'm going to approach things. But for now, I figure I need to start the wheels moving forward, and I'm kickstarting this off with you guys, because I value you and I want to continue to add value to you and your business and your life, and let it grow from here. And look, I look to you guys too for advice, contribution, ideas, things that I can do differently, better, fix names. I mean, it's like, and typos that are there. I mean, if you guys see, watch a video and you're like, oh, Paul, I can't believe you said that on there. Let me know, because, I'm not proofreading these things as I upload. I'm like, yeah, I remember doing that. Yeah, that was good. But, sometimes I say things and I'm like, oh, Paul, you shouldn't have said that. So I might have to go back in and edit something. Just, if you see something like that, just let me know. It's not a problem. But and new ideas too. So Kevin, you got some? Oh,
No,
Kevin's
just
got to
leaving.
go. He's got an
He's gotta-
appointment. So
No, I'm
Uh,
headed out. I got a hair appointment. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you all. And we'll catch up with you next year, right?
yeah, sounds good. Kevin, you have a good one too. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
So hopefully, so hopefully this will be, really good for you guys, and be very beneficial. Bridget's got to run too. Okay.
Well,
So
now I know what you've been doing in your office till 8:30 every night.
yeah, it's I do a little bit here and there, because I still got to, we still have another business to run. And look, I'm like anybody else. There's some days where it's just like I just want to worry about what me and Valerie have to do, and I don't want to worry about anybody else, right? But those moments pass, because it's just like, well, but I have so much to contribute yet. And so and that's important to me. So I'm like, okay. So I get over those moments where it's like, I don't want to have to deal with anybody else. I just want us to, deal with our business, focus on us, not worry about anybody else. But at the same time, it just comes down to, like, we're going through some challenging times right now, and especially in this business, but in the world as a whole. And so I think that the best way to get through that is more in a group setting, where you have people that are supportive, and can, provide some sort of assistance, whether it's emotional, whether it's just knowledge, whether it's experience. And having ridden out the 2008 crisis, um, somewhat successfully. I mean, look, I crashed and burned too, just like most others that were in the market at the time, but I learned an awful lot. And while we're not going through the same type of crisis right now, I feel like what I learned from that crisis, I can easily pass along now to help people think about what they're doing and change up and adapt to the changing market. So, well, all right. So we're quickly approaching the top. Well, we are at the top of the hour. So, I hope you guys can put this to use, and certainly oh yeah, and you'll be able to actually send messages. Let me share my screen real quick.
This is all really great stuff, Paul. I'm very impressed with you, and that's very sincere of you to take care of others, and it's just very selfless.
Well, thank you,
Nick.
Cindy. Appreciate that. I appreciate that. So, so yeah, so you can actually go here to messages and hit send a message, and so you can go and send a message to let's see here. I haven't used this yet, but so you can go to the Do Crew Mentorship Mastermind, and now you can just create a is a test. And we'll go, hello. And so now that's just going to go to everybody that's in the group. So you can easily send a message to somebody. So you can send a message to me. So while you're in the platform and you see something, send a message. Or if you just listen to or watch something that is exceptional, and you want to share it to everybody, you can go in here real quick and address Do Crew and say, hey, guys, I just watched this video. You might want to check it out.
I just got the email.
You got the email? Cool. Cool. And that's just, an easy, simple way to be able to share, right? Because that's what this is all about. A mastermind is all about sharing knowledge and experience. It's I know I kind of direct everything, and I'm here as a teacher, as a mentor. So I want to bring lessons in, but then we want to open up for discussion. We want to be able to share our thoughts and talk about the different topics. So you'll be able to do that on the platform. All right, guys. Does anybody have anything for the good of the cause before we sign off for the holidays?
No, I just want to wish everybody happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah.
Yeah, and all the others. I mean, there's so many holidays being celebrated, whatever you call it. I wish you the best with all that. We do celebrate Christmas here, but we do wish whatever you celebrate, we wish you the best and the happiest, and certainly a happy, prosperous new year. We'll be back. January 1 is a Monday. We're not going to be here New Year's Day. We're going to wait till the week after, whatever that is, January 7th or 8th. We'll be back at that point, but you guys will receive the notices and stuff from Zoom. So we'll be back then. And look, I appreciate all of you. And certainly let me know your thoughts on the platform. If you can get in there, play around, make suggestions. I'm happy to see what I can do to add additional courses and value to there. I've got so many ideas up here. My thing is as I need more time to create these courses and actually record them. Some of them are going to be kind of raw, because once I record them, I probably will just continue and upload them and not go get them edited and clean them up and make them perfect. Right. So they'll probably be more raw videos. So but yeah, so look, I wish you guys all the best. Have a happy new year, and certainly we'll see you in 2024.
Bye, guys.
All
Everybody
right.
be safe.
Bye.
Take care.
Care.